Hello and welcome to Your Soul Projects podcast, where we help you follow through on what matters to you. I'm Shereen and I help people accomplish their creative and meaningful projects. And in this season, from seed to fruit, we'll be using the garden as our guide to help you go from idea to done. You'll learn how to plant the right seeds, nurture your vision, protect it from the weeds of doubt and bring it to full bloom. So let's dive in. Welcome to episode 7, our final episode of our From Seed to Fruit series. We've chosen our seeds, we've chosen which ideas to focus on this season. We've prepared the soil and planted the seeds. We got ourselves and our environment ready. We looked at how to tend to those early shoots and protect your project from distractions, doubts, or any outside pressures. Then we talked about how to give your growing project consistent care, how to stay motivated and consistent without burning out. And in the last episode, we talked about what to do when big storms hit, what to do when your project faces challenges and setbacks. And in today's episode, our final episode of the series, we'll be stepping into harvest mode. We'll be looking at how to know when your project is done, how to know when it's ready for harvest. And we'll look at the importance of celebrating your work, how to move past any fear you might have about sharing it, and we'll be helping you save some seeds for future projects. So how do you know when your project is done? Knowing when your creative and meaningful projects are done can be tricky. I remember when I was finishing my book, I kept messing around with words and layouts. Honestly, I could have kept tinkering with it forever. Perfectionism was trying to take over. But there came a moment when I realised that I wasn't improving it anymore. It wasn't perfect, but it was done and it was good enough. Plus, I had a hard deadline on this project. My book needed to be done and released in time for my 40th birthday, and this deadline helped me a lot. But here are other ways to help you know if your project is done and ready for harvest. 1, it meets its core purpose. Ask yourself, does this do what I originally hoped it would do? Even in a small way, does it say what it needed to say? Does it do what it needs to do? If the answer is yes, it's likely ready, even if it's not perfect. 2, you're consistently tweaking it. If you're no longer building or making and find yourself consistently tweaking, reordering things, rethinking things, and endlessly changing tiny details, that's usually a sign that your project is done and ready to release. 3, feedback confirms its ripeness. Feedback confirms its ripeness. Share it with 1 or 2 people that you trust and get their feedback. If they say that it's clear, helpful, or complete, it might be ready to harvest. 4, your energy shifts. It feels done. It feels complete. It feels whole, even if it's not perfect. The energy that's been pulling you forward shifts from wanting to add things and change things to wanting to close it and share it. Remember, projects are rarely perfect, but they can feel complete. And 5, when you start thinking about the next thing, when your energy naturally shifts into thinking about the next project, the next idea, this can be a sign that your current project is done and ready to be released. So here's something you can try to help you decide if your project is done. Bring your project to mind and ask yourself, does this feel whole? Does it feel whole? Am I still creating or just going round in circles, tweaking things? And if I stopped here, would I feel at peace? And now let's talk about what must come next. You must celebrate. Why? When you take time to celebrate, when you create space and pause and celebrate and honour what you've done, you give yourself space to take in the experience of satisfaction. You fuel yourself for your future projects. You honour the completion of it. So how will you honour the completion of your project? Maybe as simple as lighting a candle, or buying yourself new shoes, or taking yourself out for ice cream, or having a little private dance party for yourself. Do something that will allow you to celebrate and honour that your project is done. And now let's talk about sharing your work. Once your project's done, one of the biggest hurdles can be actually sharing it. You might worry that it's not good enough, or worry that someone might not like it, or someone will judge it, or you'll straight up embarrass yourself. But here's the first truth. Not everything you create is meant to be shared, and that's okay. It's meant for personal reflection or practice or personal growth. But here's the second truth. Most projects are meant to be shared because they carry value or insight or inspiration for someone else. It can be really scary to share your work. For me, it was probably the most scary part of the whole process of writing my book, because in it I share personal and vulnerable details about my life. Some things are easier to share than others, but either way, it's likely and normal that fears arise as you try to share your work, as you consider sharing what you have created. So how do you move through the fear of actually sharing it? 1, name the fear. What are you afraid will happen if you share it? Write this down. It will lessen its power. 2, start small. Share it with just 1 or 2 people to begin with. Maybe even just share parts of your project to begin with, and then go for it. Share it with people you know. And then if you'd like to, learn ways to get it in front of people that you don't know. And number 3, not everyone will care or like it, and that's okay. There will be people that don't pay any attention whatsoever to what you've created. There will also be people who don't like it. Your work is not for everyone. And there may also be people who might have something nasty or cheeky to say. These are often people that don't have anything better to do with their time, and often it's a reflection of them, not you. So instead of taking criticism personally, see it as nutrients. Let it become compost for your future seeds. So think of your completed projects like fruit. Some you save for yourself, some you share with family and friends, and some you share further afield. And one more thing before you jump into your next mission. Make sure to gather seeds for your future projects. In gardening, the harvest isn't the end. It's the start of a new cycle. Every fruit and flower has seeds with potential for new growth. So what new ideas have emerged from this project? And also, what new insights, lessons, skills, habits have you learned from doing this project that you can take into future projects? And just take a moment to write that down. Every project that you complete brings something unique into the world, and it prepares you for future growth. So pause, celebrate, share your fruit, and gather your seeds for what's next. Thank you for listening to Your Soul Projects podcast. You can also visit yoursoulprojects.com for more free resources and coaching support to help you follow through on what you came here to do. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who might need it. Leave a review so other people can find it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Until next time.